More Corvette stuff. Alright, so today, another fun, quick little project. Kind of two, but one's more of a fix and one's more of a correction. This little guy, if I can open it, I can't open it, is kind of like a rebuild kit for your exhaust hangers. It's a really strong polyurethane. Looks like it's like 3D printed. I've already done it to one side when I first got the car, but the other side's kind of all dangly and shitty. And I think I can correct the height by using this. I want to go over how you can correct the exhaust alignment using these, and showing you a couple other little tricks, things to look for if you have the saggy exhaust hanger syndrome and it makes your exhaust look all goofy. Bothers the hell out of me. I got mine really aligned right now. Oh, they're level, not level, but they're even, but they're not level, if that makes sense. So they're not like, so they're both good to go, but this one, the driver's side's hanging, probably 1/4 inch, and this should remedy that and bring it up nice and parallel with each other. So let's go to the garage, get the exhaust alignment situated. I'll show you how you can fix it, and then we'll polish the hell out of the tips, because I need to polish them, they look gross. And I got a little mother speedball, so I want to use that too. Hi, Turbo. All right, let's go to the garage. All right, so for everything we're gonna be doing today, here's all the tools I am using. Well, I felt organized today. To get the old hanger off, I'm gonna use a 1/2 inch socket, preferably with an extension. You don't need it, makes your life a lot easier. Obviously, the new little hanger. For polishing, some simple green to knock off most of the dirt. A little scrubby pad, a little brush too, just in case. And then we're gonna polish it with Mother's aluminum polish with the little, call it a speedball, but this is the power cone, so my mistake. And with that, we're gonna use a drill, obviously. So first things first, I'm gonna go into the car and show you guys the weak points for the exhaust and why they sag the way they do. All right, so my exhaust, they're both level. However, the one on the left sags about 1/4 inch. And one about right there will be good to go. Reason for that is because the hanger material up in there, you can see that's kind of deteriorated. There's a lot of play in there. And by using the new bushing, I should be able to move that up probably 1/4 inch-ish, and that should fix my leveling issue. Now that's one of the 6 places the exhaust system hangers can fail. If you have a stock exhaust, there's 4 points. If you have aftermarket, there's 6 points, 3 on both sides. And let me explain. If you have aftermarket, you're gonna have this intermediate piece right here, which connects your muffler to another pipe that connects to your X pipe. When you tighten these, you always wanna start with the flange that connects to your X pipe. Hopefully we can see it here. A little flange right there. So when you're putting your exhaust together, aftermarket especially, you're gonna wanna get that loosely together, and then this one loosely together. And before you tighten them down, you want to make sure that you can twist them a little bit back and forth and make sure they're both level with your passenger and driver's side. Now, if they're both hanging in the same amount, you can get away with just loosening both this one and the flange bolt back there. And literally, once they're loose, all the exhaust junction points, once they're loose, you can pivot, or you can twist the entire exhaust, if that makes sense. Once it's loose, you can kind of take it and move it, and it'll move. I know it sounds kind of weird, but once you got it to where you like it, go ahead and torque it down. Torque that motherfucker like a son of a bitch, and make sure you use a gasket for the flange, obviously up front, that's kind of common sense. And then back here, you want to tighten it where the little bracket piece, the brace, just meets top of the coupler that goes over top your extension pipe, that goes over top of your axle. So to recap, to adjust your mufflers from sagging, you probably just have to unscrew a couple of bolts, either your flange or right here your coupler, twist the exhaust to where you want it, tighten it back up, check for levelness, and if one side's still lower than the other, then you'll move on to your exhaust hangers. Go ahead and get both sides so you know they're level. Now, I've heard horror stories of people trying this forever and can never get their exhaust to play ball, and one side wants to walk down and vice versa. And there is one more thing you can do to make sure that they're both level, and that is simply going to a muffler shop and having them put a steel brace in between the two of them, get them level, and then I'll put a couple of tack welds, and then I'll make sure they're not gonna go anywhere. So that's like a last resort if you can't get the damn things to line up. But I think my hanger will remedy my issue today. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that off, and I'm gonna show you how you put the bracket around the new polyurethane hanger. Right, it's actually really easy to get to. All right, here's the old hanger with the old bushing inside of it. And obviously we have to get the new one inside, right? This is all, the frame of it's all steel, and all this inside is just rubber. Take the sharpest razor, etc., sharp tool you have, and we're gonna cut it out, kind of gut it, if you will. And it's just a frame left, and this will just sit right inside, and we'll put it back on. All right, it took me about 10 minutes to get that all situated. This rubber is actually really, really tough. But yeah, with a little bit of patience and some pliers and a very sharp razor, you can get it all out, cut it, and this thing fits in there very, very tight, and it's really strong. So I'm gonna go ahead, put it back in the car, check the alignment, and I'll be right back. All right, terrific. It looks like that solved my issue. They're probably within 1/8 of an inch level of each other. I can live with that. I'm happy with that. And I hope this helps someone watching this that has a problem with your exhaust tip sagging. It's so stupid and it's so annoying. So next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna polish these up really good because they're really, really good. I'm not doing anything crazy here, just some simple green. I'm gonna soak it in this for a couple minutes, let it sit. I'm gonna scrub the inside with one of these guys, and the outside and inside with a little Scotch-Brite scrubby pad. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, been about 2 minutes. Someone commented on a video yesterday, I needed better lighting in my exhaust, and I fully agree with that. After I finish the suspension on this car, we are doing a complete garage overhaul so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing. I love simple green. I don't know what's in it, but it works on like damn near everything. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's breaking it up really, really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this loose dirt off, and we'll go ahead and polish the tips. So yeah, just simple green alone and a little bit of agitation really got them clean. I was not expecting that, but I'm gonna go ahead and polish them because I got the little kit. But yeah, pro tip, simple green for exhaust tips. It breaks the carbon up really, really well. All right, let's get this little speedball thing going, or what's it called? Cone thing, code, I don't know what it's called. We'll get that going here in a second. Correction, it's called the power cone, and I'm in no way endorsed by power cone. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little polish on this guy and go to town and each of the little tips there. Stuff smells interesting. Not good interesting. All right, let's go ham. I will say, the shape of this thing is really good. I'm assuming it's for exhaust tips. This makes this really easy. All right, I'm gonna do the outside a little bit. I'm just like dipping it in there. I don't know if this is right or not, I don't know. All right, so for the outside here, I'm just gonna rub some on and then take a microfiber towel and buff it off. I'll be back. All right, I went ahead and just buffed it on with the microfiber inside and out. Let it wait a couple minutes. I'm gonna buff it off, and then we will compare the two. They're both pretty clean already, but it should give you a little understanding how this works, or how well it does or doesn't work rather. All right, so there you go. A little more light here. You can see this a little better. But yeah, it didn't take me long at all. Maybe 10 minutes of work. This one was just clean with simple green. This one was polished. It looks really good. I'm not mad about it. It's got a nice mirror finish to it all the way around. I mean, these pipes were pretty neglected. So yeah, not bad. Very minimal effort. That thing's filthy, but I think you can use it like that. I think it's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this side and call it a day. Hope you guys found this informative. If you guys need some advice on getting these things polished up and getting your rear exhaust all lined up. And the line looks really good. I'm really happy with that. It drove me nuts. I know it's stupid and small, but it drove me absolutely insane that they were just a little bit off. I can't be the only one. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Later.